very short so that it's not taxing on anybody. We just come in 15-20 minutes, we chant for 15 minutes and silent meditation, no guided meditation for 10 minutes, and we'll call it. But if you want, we can just have a short introduction to the Navratris, and then the rest of the days we're not going to talk, we'll just chant and meditate and leave. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so basically, I think more just to be on the same page, there's this Adi Shakti, the feminine energy, which is the Shakti behind all the creation, God, call it what you will. And it's divided like everything else in the nature into three energies, corresponding with the three gunas, which is the tamas, rajas, and sattva, which is inertia. And then you have activity, and then you have clarity. Each of them have their own plus and minus, negative and positive thing. And that's why there are so many avatars of the goddess, Devi, but three main. That is what this is called, the Sharadya Navratri, meaning Sharada is another name for Saraswati. There are many Navratris, but this one is dedicated to Saraswati. So the ultimate goal is wisdom and self-realization. And, the first 3 days we pray to goddess Kali, because to do anything, first we have to remove these layers and layers of ignorance and negativity. And even if you think we don't are not negative, or we are trying, we do carry negative energy within us, and these are personified by the demons that the Devi slays over these 10 days. I mean, she does a lot, but just to bring a few into our awareness to see what we are actually asking the Devi to do. Initially, she, first 3 days, she slays Madhu Kaitava, and these are just names made up for qualities. Madhu is sweet, Kaitava is bitter. So our entire life we are struggling with, what we want, we go towards it. What we don't want, we go away from it. This craving and aversion, like and dislike, keeps us tied in the world of dualities. So that is something any seeker who wants to actually rise up with spiritual wisdom and get Ma Saraswati's blessing has to get rid of this Madhu Kaitava within us. This attachment to what we like and hatred for what we don't like. We cannot get rid of it. As long as you're alive, you need these two qualities, but come more to the middle. Be a little bit more equanimous, equanimity. Then another set of demons would be Dhumra Lochana, which is, the names are so self-explanatory. Dhumra is smoky and Lochana is eyesight. So smoky eyesight meaning what? Illusory. So many things we think is the reality, but it's an illusion. And we have to ask Ma Saraswati to give us that wisdom to know between what is reality and what is not. And an example that most often is given is like, we look at the sun rising and sun setting and we think the sun is moving. Reality, sun is where it is, the earth is moving. But this is a simple example to say many things in our life we just view with the filters we wear, the glasses we wear. That's all we see. So we're asking her to remove the limitations of this Dhumra Lochana, smoky vision, which is illusion. Then there is another demon she fights, Rakta Bija. This Rakta Bija was a demon who got a boon from Brahma, and that nobody can slay him, or rather, whoever slays him, a drop of his blood, wherever it falls on earth, 1,000 more of Rakta Bijas will come. So basically, it represents our desires. We think that if we fulfill this one desire, then we can move on to spirituality or whatever, seeking God or seeking other higher goals. But the nature of desires is such that every single desire that you fulfill will create in its place another 1,000 desires, and you're going to get really pushed under by the weight of those desires. To become aware of that, to ask that Mother Ma Kali, Devi Kali, to destroy these demons. But all desires are not bad, because we do need desire because Mahisasura is our tamas element, inertia. So many things we know we should do, but we don't feel like doing, can't do it, don't have the energy, don't have the willpower, don't have the intention. That's where intention and desire helps, and that is where Ma Lakshmi comes in. Because the goal for the word for Lakshmi, the core word is Lakshya. That means goal. So you have to set a goal to come out of this inertia and move. And that is the stage, that activity, desire, the right desires. That is what Lakshmi stands for. And finally, Saraswati, the last 3 days, we will pray to Ma Saraswati, Devi Saraswati. And the word Saraswati has, the root word is Saras. Saras means a flow. When you're in the flow, that means in the present moment, when you're connected to the universe, you have access to that intuition, that insight, and you are tapped into the universe. And Vati is in the flow, one who is in the flow. Also, Saras means essence, the sarans of anything. And Swa is our own. So the knowledge of our own, our self-realization, she stands for that. So first step is to destroy our demons. Second step, this is the ones that we're not even aware of. We think we don't have negativities or have very few. They're all there in our subconscious. Second stage is we set the right goals. That's where the next, after the first 3 days, we will invoke Ma Lakshmi for setting the right goals. And final 3 days, we will invoke Mata Devi Saraswati to give us that wisdom to transcend all these other limitations. Also, one thing I read, which is very interesting, is Ma Kali, she stands on the ground. She doesn't have a vahana. That shows that it's that body consciousness so close to the earth that, that tamas quality is our attachment to body consciousness. Ma Lakshmi sits on a lotus. So it is little bit above. Your consciousness has risen. So you're little bit, and where is the lotus? On top of the water. Water signifies emotion. And then Ma Saraswati sits on a swan way above. So consciousness has really risen that far. And the colors also, but I don't want to go too deep into it because this is not a workshop. This is mostly for chanting. And so we talked about Madhukaitava, we talked about Dhumralochana, we talked about Raktabija. We will talk about also Mahisasura, which is what mostly we see in the photographs. It is that buffalo, a buffalo of inertia that is inside us, that we need to break free before we can create space for positive energy to come. And then we have another set of called Shumbha Nishumbha, and that is more like a pleasant and unpleasant. The first two, Madhu Kaitava, are more like taste and wanting the enjoyment of good things and pushing away bad things, and praise, wanting to hear good things and not wanting to hear any criticism. We need to overcome that. But this Shumbha Nishumbha is more like the right and wrong conflict, that religion, sacrilege, this is right, that is wrong, my religion is wrong, right, that religion, that judging quality, that is the Shumbha Nishumbha, the pleasant, unpleasant. We need to overcome that. And finally we have Chanda Munda. Chanda is violent, all kinds of violent thoughts within us, and Munda is the ego, that's in the ego. We have internal conflict. So these are the demons that we have to exorcise from us and ask Ma Lakshmi to set all the right goals to get us out of this inertia, and then Ma Saraswati to catapult us and transcend from even the lower desires for the higher desire of moksha, which is liberation from this cycle of suffering and pain and grief and what have you. So today we will start with Ganesha, and all of you who have been doing this chakra workshop, these chakras are each have their presiding deities, and the Mooladhara, that's why we always start with Ganesha, is guarded by Ganesha. Devi herself put Ganesha there, created ego, and said, between me and the rest of the world, you guard here. So unless we have the Ganesha's blessings, nobody can start on any journey, let alone a spiritual journey. And that energy that once starts rising comes to Manipura and Lakshmi, then comes to Vishuddhi and Saraswati. And here is Kartikeya. The sixth is the Agya Chakra. That's where we need Kartikeya. He is embodiment of wisdom. And this is the whole Shaivite family. And before we do, I will ask you to take 1 minute to invoke Lord Ganesha to remove the obstacles on your path of spiritual growth. Then you invoke Nandi to do what? To bless us with faith and patience on our path of spiritual growth. Then we invoke Lord Kartikeya to give us what? To bless us with the strength and to fight our negative tendencies. Because remember, Kartikeya was the commander-in-chief of the Devas. Invincible, he never lost a battle. He fought all the negative forces. So we need his power to fight negative forces. Then we invoke Dakshinamurti, another one version, one avatar of Shiva, where he is in the form of the teacher, and he is the one who gave knowledge to all the Saptarishis. So we ask him that on our path of spiritual growth, please bless us with self-realization, Atma Gyan and Brahma Gyan. And then we pray to Lord Shiva, because that is what Shakti always wants to go and merge with Shiva. So take a moment to, however you remember, ask the mother first of all to remove. Today is not the day to set intentions, to remove all your negative traits, whether you're aware of it, not aware of it, conscious of it, not conscious of it, because our mind is very clever. We make all kinds of explanations to say we are not so bad. But we do have those demons. All of those demons are sitting inside us. So take a moment and ask the mother's blessings to remove first the demons. These 3 days we will work on removing our demons. Take a moment and then we'll start chanting. You can repeat after me the Gam Ganapate Nama, and then we'll